What up, YouTube? Knowledge of self-determination. Back with the Black History Every Day. And today we're going back to February 28, 1948. With Sergeant Cornelius F. Adjetey becomes the first martyr for the national independence of Ghana. Now, the thing about this is I could not find any info on this man in particular. Nothing. The images that I see, I don't even know if it's really him or not. Go to Wikipedia, and basically all Wikipedia has on the man is just the affiliations that he had politically, like with the Big Six of Ghana, which I'll get into, and also the National Independence Party, but nothing specifically on the man himself. So hopefully some of the information that I give you guys will be enlightening enough to where as though you can find out more information about him on your own. Although it doesn't seem to be a lot of info on him. You might have to actually buy somebody's book to actually get some more info on this man, but I'll go ahead and begin. And this, what I'm about to start off with, is actually something that I got from what someone posted on Facebook. So it's more or less about him, as opposed to something that he actually said. So on this day, 28th February 1948, we honor, salute, commemorate our brave fallen soldiers. Sergeant Cornelius Frederick Adjetey, Private Odarte Lante, and Corporal Atipo, or Atipoe, I'm not sure if that's the right way to say it, who were killed on their own land for demanding what rightfully belonged to them. After Babylon enslaved us, we forgave them for their sins, for they did not know what they were doing. We fought for them with the Gold Coast Regiment of the Royal West Armed African Frontier Force in the World War II, but that was not enough for the coward Babylon, who will never allow the black man to enjoy freedom. May your souls rest in peace, knowing that you paved the way for our independence. And what this is referencing is Africa basically trying to fight against colonization and colonialism from the European countries that have colonized Africa and are slowly but surely chipping away at Africa and taking it over slowly but surely. That is what he's referring to. I think that is a serious issue that needs more world attention. The world seems to be turning a blind eye to what's happening in Africa because the Europeans benefiting financially and economically because of what they're doing to Africa, and also Asians as well. They are not exempt from any accusations being thrown at anyone for what they're doing to Africa at all. I made a video about this, or rather not about this per se, but it was about Kwame Nkrumah, and pretty much the same battle really that he was facing with the issue of colonization in Africa. It needs to end. It really needs to end, and Africans all over the world need to stand up and fight against this because it is wrong. I said Kwame, I apologize. It's Kwame Nkrumah. And check out the video that I did on Kwame Nkrumah. And also, not just Kwame Nkrumah, but Patrice Lumumba as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and read more about the little bit of information that I had pertaining to Sergeant Cornelius F. Adjetey. So I'll read a little bit more because all I have is a little bit. So 1948, first martyr in the Ghanaian independence. In Ghanaian independence, Sergeant Cornelius F. Adjetey becomes the first martyr for national independence of Ghana. The Big Six, which is what this group of guys was called, were six leaders of the United Gold Coast Convention, the leading political party in the British colony of the Gold Coast. They were detained by the colonial authorities in 1948 following disturbances, leading to the killing of 3 World War II veterans. They were pictured on the front of the Ghana CD notes. They were Ebenezer Oko Adjetey, founding member of the UGCC, Edward Akufo-Addo, founding member of the UGCC and subsequently Chief Justice of Ghana and President of Ghana, Joseph Boakai Dankwa, founding member of the UGCC, Kwame Nkrumah, Prime Minister of Ghana and First President of Ghana, Emmanuel Obetsebe Lante, founding member of the UGCC, William Ofori Atta, founding member of the UGCC. An organized boycott of European imports took place in January 1948. The aim was to get the foreign traders known as the Association of West African Merchants, or AWAM or AWAM, to reduce the prices of their goods. This was followed by a series of riots in early February 1948. The boycotts were scheduled to end on February 28, 1948, a day that has become significant in the history of Ghana. AWAM, or AWAM, has become a term synonymous with cheating or profiteering in Ghana. On February 20, 1948, Dr. Nkrumah and Dr. J.B. Dankwa met and addressed World War II veterans who had been agitating for their end of service benefits following World War II at the Palladium Cinema, Accra. These veterans had fought with the Gold Coast Regiment of the Royal West African Frontier Force and had not been paid their gratuities on their return home. Nkrumah and Dankwa both gave their support and encouraged the veterans in their protest over their post-war neglect. Later on the 20th of February, what became known as the Christian Board Crossroads shooting occurred. Some of the Second World War veterans marched to the Christian Board Castle, the seat of the colonial government. They intended submitting a petition, or I guess they intended on submitting a petition to the governor, Sir Gerald Creasy, about their poor conditions, unpaid war benefits, and neglect. Police Superintendent Colin Emery, a British police officer, ordered the veterans to disperse, but they refused. He then ordered his men to open fire on the unarmed soldiers and, when they refused, opened fire himself, killing 3 of them, namely Sergeant Cornelius Frederick Adjetey, Private Odarte Lamptey, and Corporal Atipoe. This led to another round of riots and looting in Accra, during which foreign, European, and Asian stores were looted. This went on for 5 days. So, as you guys can see, as usual, the unfair treatment of African people, whether they be in America or on the native continent of Africa, it seems to be a systemic thing. Because while we were going through Jim Crow, during that, what I believe Donald Trump and his supporters are calling, the greatest point in American history, because he keeps saying, let's make America great again. Well, he was born and existed and was raised during the Jim Crow era. So what other time frame could he be talking about? Anyway, the injustices that people of African descent and Native Africans are suffering at the hands of European rule and colonization is an ongoing issue, and it keeps getting swept under the rug. So if no one else cares, we have to. So anyway, what should be shocking to most people is how you can fight alongside Europeans in their battles and their wars and still be treated like dirt after you fought beside them, protected them, killed for them, how they could treat you like that. Like, look at the black soldiers at the end of World War II, how they were treated. These soldiers were veterans of World War II, also looking for their just due, basically, and they were refused. And because they refused to leave this man's office, they were shot and killed. So I'll continue reading. Sergeant Cornelius F. Adjetey was also a part of the National Independence Party. The National Independence Party, or NIP, is a defunct political party in Ghana. It was formed in 1992 in the run-up to the inauguration of the Fourth Republic of Ghana. The party came to an end in 1993 following a merger with another Nkrumahist party. The NIP was founded in 1992 after the ban on political parties was lifted in May 1992 by the Provisional National Defense Council government of Jerry Rawlings. The party was one of many that professed to follow the Nkrumah ideology. Other parties also who claim Nkrumah heritage include the People's National Convention and People's Heritage Party, and the National Convention Party. The NIP contested the presidential election on November 3, 1992. His presidential nominee, Kwabena Darko, a multi-millionaire entrepreneur. Kwabena Darko came fourth, winning 2.8% of the total votes cast. Although the International Observer of this election declared it free and fair, the NIP, together with three other parties, the New Patriotic Party, the People's National Convention, and the People's Heritage Party, claimed the elections were fraudulent and went on to boycott the preliminary election on December 29, 1992. Now, I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that, because I made a mistake. Sergeant Cornelius F. Adjetey could not have been a part of the National Independence Party because it was founded in 1992. He died in 1938. So I apologize for that. I typed the wrong information in there, so pardon me for that. However, the National Independence Party was a party that was based off a lot of the ideologies of the past leaders like Kwame Nkrumah and others. So hey, had he been alive until then, I guess it's not far-fetched to say that he probably would have been a part of the party. However, it isn't the case because he died before